I'd like to start with the statement credited to one of your governors, the PDP governor in Benue State, Samuel Ortom. He said, and I quote, to hell with Atiku Abubakar and to his supporters. Does that mean it's not well with your party moving into 2023 elections?
Anyway, I want to start by saying that it is quite unfortunate that a governor with a Christian background will make such a statement. The Great Commission for every Christian is to go and speak and preach the gospel to all nations. The Bible says even to the utmost part of the world. So it is the responsibility of every Christian to make sure that hell is depopulated and heaven is populated. So from religious point of view, it is very ungodly for any child of God to say to hell with people, because our responsibility is to depopulate hell, to make sure that people don't go to hell in the first place. So that statement is grossly ungodly. I haven't said that that statement is ungodly. The governor also made another very unfortunate statement where he attributed the Fulani killings in Benue to Atiku Abubakar. And he was putting the blame on Atiku Abubakar, and that's very, very unfortunate. He even went ahead to say that Peter Obi has visited Benue State, but Atiku has not. But I call that action of his is what I call deliberate amnesia, because in February 2022, this year, Atiku was in Benue, and he paid official visit to the governor and visited the IDP camp in Benue and donated whooping 50 million naira to the government and people of Benue State, which the governor acknowledged. So that was very, very wrong. And I want to educate the governor. I want to tell the governor that maybe he's not a good student of history, because during Shagari's government, Shagari appointed 4 indigenes of Benue into his cabinet, 4 of them. There was Paul Unogo, there was Isaac, there was Elizabeth, there was also Audu Ogbe. 4 of them appointed to the cabinet of Shehu Shagari. Also, late President Yaradua also appointed the former Minister of Justice and Attorney General of the Federation, Anduaka, as minister. The import of this is that both Shagari and Yaradua are Fulani people. They are all of Fulani extractions, and appointed these Benue indigenes into their cabinet. As I speak to you, Ijeoma, we have Fulani bishops, we have Fulani Christians, we have Fulanis who are priests and pastors. So to generalize a complete ethnic nation and criminalize them, it's very uncivil, it's very myopic, it's porous, it's parochial. It only displays intellectual stagnancy. For example, if there is a kidnap in Abuja, just an example, and a thief man or an Idoma person is the one involved in kidnapping, will I say because Ortom is the political head of the Benue people as governor, I will carry the blame and put on him? So that statement is fallacious, is malicious. It only shows that it's a pigment of inordinate ambition and even capricious manifestation. So, if you juxtapose all this with go to hell, you will now know that there is something more than normal. There is a bitter heart gives no charity. So the governor actually goofed in associating Atiku with criminality. Atiku is an upright Nigerian, is a pan-Nigerian. Even demons, witches, and wizards cannot accuse Atiku of religious bigotry or ethnic jingoism. Nobody will call Atiku an ethnic jingoist because he is a true pan-Nigerian who believes in this country. And he went to Benue in February as a humanist, as somebody who has a tremendous compassion, as a philanthropist, far back in February, and donated 50 million naira to the people of Benue. And don't also forget that Atiku is the Zege Mule of Tivland. So Benue is home to him. So to associate him with the criminality that is going on there is grossly unfortunate.
But let's take a look at what's going on in your party, because for now, I think he's expressing anger. And the anger, it's coming from some of the statements credited to leaders in your party. Like the national chairman mentioned some time ago, which Governor Nyesom Wike also reacted to. So if that anger is coming from there, probably they are trying to work against your candidate. And don't you think that that will affect the election of Atiku Abubakar in 2023?
To start with, I think there is lack of coordination even among the 5 governors.
How do you mean?
Lack of coordination in the sense that there is no, I think they have divided ideology and belief. Because the entire group say they are not going to participate in Atiku's campaign because their condition is that Ayu must go. If that is their condition, that Ayu must go, then one of the governors now, Ortom, came up to say that to hell with Atiku and every other person that is supporting Atiku. And he went categorical by saying, I will not support Atiku. So, if he has been that categorical that he will not support Atiku, meaning even if Ayu as chairman is removed, he will still not support Atiku.
So what you're saying is that his problem is not with Ayu as chairman, but it does not have confidence.
I'm just telling you that there's contradiction in their postulation. Because if Ayu is your problem, how can you appropriate Ayu's problem to Atiku? Number one, Ayu is not Atiku's son, that Atiku will call and say, go and resign. When they appointed Ayu as chairman of the PDP, Atiku was not there.
Was Ayu appointed or elected?
I would say he was appointed before he was elected.
Yes.
Because he's a consensus candidate. And is a product of the governors. Is a product of the governors. In fact, I can say without fear of favor that Ayu is a product of Wike as an individual. Wike produced Ayu. And Governor Ortom was the guarantor. When they made Ayu national chairman, they made him no opposition. He was a consensus candidate. They sponsored that convention. Were they thinking Ayu is from Abia when they made him chairman? Or were they thinking he's from Ogbomoso when they made him chairman? But what I'm trying to make you understand that is beyond the issue of Ayu. There's hypocrisy surrounding the whole action and inaction of the 5 governors. Because from what Ortom have said, you can deduce that even if Ayu today is asked to go, he will still not support Atiku from his verbal pronouncements. And I want to put it to us that Atiku is against criminality either by Fulani, by Yoruba, by Igbos, or by Jaws. Crime is a crime. And I, as an individual, condemn the activities of the so-called Fulani herdsmen in Benue State. But I want to say that the governor, during his last presentation, he said himself that these Fulani people are not from Nigeria. I'm quoting him. He said they are not from Nigeria. So if they are not from Nigeria, why are you now blaming a Nigerian Fulani for the activities of the Fulanis you yourself have described as aliens from outside Nigeria? Why are you asking, please, Atiku to take Panadol for another person's headache. On dual grounds. Number one, Atiku is not Ayu. Ayu is not a product of Atiku. You say you are fighting Atiku because of Ayu. Atiku is not contesting to be the president of PDP. He's contesting to be the president of the Federal Republic of Nigeria. If you want to fight Ayu, face Ayu and allow Atiku, who is a product of a transparent presidential primaries, to carry on his activity.
But don't you think the question they are asking,
yes,
you still need to look at it,
yes,
because from what is going on now, it's definitely affecting your party. The other parties are taking advantage of the internal squabbles in your party.
Let me
They are asking that Ayu should go to create a balance.
That is not correct.
They are
Because
quoting section 7, subsection 3 of your constitution.
that same constitution produced Ayu. That same constitution Ayu swore to. I don't know if you understand what I'm trying to say. And if they are saying they want it for balance, then they should go through constitutional means. If today, by the provisions of our constitution, if Ayu resigns today, the person to take over from him is the Deputy National Chairman North. And that does not cure the issue of the balance they are agitating for. Because we cannot jettison the constitution of the party. And by the provisions of that constitution, if Ayu leaves today, still a northerner is going to act on behalf of Ayu. Is going to take that space. Because our constitution, I've said so. So, if you are passionate about your party, if you really love your party, you will not create a constitutional crisis for the party, especially in an election year. Especially in an election year. And Ayu have said, if Atiku emerge as president, I will resign.
So why did he not resign?
If Atiku emerge as president,
Atiku
cannot emerge as president until after May, until after February election. So basically, I want to assure you one thing, that if you actually watch the campaign in Benue yesterday, you will see in that Benue campaign yesterday that when the governor of Abia was speaking, he said they should vote from top to bottom. They should vote PDP all the way. So what I'm saying is that the crisis is not as elaborate as it's been pictured outside. The crisis is a domestic case. It will be tackled domestically. And I want to assure you that we will fly above the storm.
With what we're seeing.
No matter how you look at it, we will fly above the storm.
With these obvious problems.
It is an obvious problem, but it is surmountable.
Are you aware?
And I'm not saying that it will be surmountable. It may not be totally surmountable, but it will not end with everybody on the side. I assure you that.
Okay. Are you
and
aware that
by the level of acceptability, by the level of acceptability of Atiku is the only Coca-Cola presidential candidate. He is the only popular one among them. He is the only acceptable one among them. He is the most experienced among them.
Senator.
Yes.
Are you aware that the highest vote from the south part of the country comes from River State?
And I want to tell you that Governor Wike is not the custodian of the votes of River State. And he does not have the powers to appropriate the votes of River State. Gone are those days that you sit down somewhere and write the results of a state. With beavers and with electronic transmission of results, the grassrooters, the masses, the actual electorates are now the owners. They have the C of O's of their votes. And Atiku is speaking to the consciousness and conscience of the electorates. So let no governor, let no leader, let no regional champion think that it is those days that you sit down somewhere and write results. No! Votes will count. So that is why we are not interested. We are going to work with governors, we are going to work with leaders, but we are concentrating on the grassroots. The real electorate who will vote, who understand that we are in precarious situation, who understand that we need a unifier, who understand that Atiku is coming to cure insecurity, is coming to cure our health challenges, is coming to tackle unemployment, is coming to make sure that there's devolution of powers, is coming to make sure that our education sector is alive again, is coming to make sure that you don't need 800 to 900 naira to buy 1 liter of diesel again. He wants to make sure that our naira becomes appreciated. He wants to make sure that the green passport is respected across the globe again.
Right,
These masses are the ones we are speaking to. And these people have already embraced Atiku Abubakar because they know that he only can ameliorate the problems of this country.
Senator, your governor, you know a governor is powerful when it comes to states. Your governor in Benue State has already said he's supporting another candidate from another party.
Yes, which is his right too.
Yeah, it's his right. But the question is, when do we now ask questions of that people usually say in political circle, the working against your party, and when will that challenge come?
Anyway, you say I am not a member of the National Working Committee of the party. The PDP is a very organized party. It's the most organized of all political parties in this country. And that is why we are ahead of others. That is why we're already campaigning when others are still drawing their maps. When we get to the bridge, we'll cross it.
Okay. What about the way he lashed at some of the leaders in Benue State who are already in the campaign council of your presidential candidate?
But you saw what happened yesterday in Benue. When Senator Abba Moro stood up to speak yesterday, he said it categorically before Wike, before the 5 governors, before Ortom yesterday. He said clearly, and I heard him. He said, Ayu is an indigene and their son, and they will not disgrace him, and that they are going to vote PDP in all the elections. A sitting senator of the Federal Republic of Nigeria representing Zone C said that yesterday. Also, the immediate past governor of Benue State, when he was going to make his speech yesterday, he got up and said they are going to vote PDP from the presidency to the House of Assembly. He even said they are going to win Nigeria and win Benue State. That was what Gabriel Suswan said yesterday. These are Benue indigenes that also have electoral capital, political capital in that state. So that is what I'm trying to make you understand, that most of these governors who are making blanket statements do not have that power again to stop people from carrying out their electoral and political wishes and aspirations. Those days are gone. The third senator also spoke yesterday and asserted, the third senator before Ortom yesterday, also that's OK Jeff, also spoke yesterday and even told us that himself and the national chairman, Ayu, are from the same local government, and that they will work for the party at all levels. Before Ortom, as they say it in English, Pidgin, before him very high. They said so yesterday. So I want you to know that Nigerians are wiser and people are waiting. And is it I don't know if it's coincidence. Why is it that it is always month end, between 25th and 5th of the month, when it is time to pay salary, that the governor is always shouting about Fulani this and being emotional about it? I don't know if it's a coincidence, but this is what I have noticed. But I want to make you understand.
So you're keeping tab on the governor.
I'm keeping tab.
What he does every month end.
This thing has become sequential.
Really?
So, and we are students of history and we are students of research.
Senator.
And we now know that it is normally towards the payment of salary time that these agitations, emotional exhibition of the killings of these Fulanis come. And more importantly, Atiku will stop these killings. Okay. Now, he has the capacity. He was vice president. They have done it before. He will do it again. Okay, if given opportunity, or when given opportunity, I want to tell you that the killings in Benue is of great concern to Atiku Abubakar. And not only Benue, in every part of Nigeria, Atiku is going to secure this country, and every part of this country will be secured.
Now, let me ask you a very critical question that a lot of
Please
persons have been asking. This away from Benue State. Why did your campaign council stop following their schedule in their various campaigns in states?
We didn't stop following our schedule.
But you didn't keep to the schedule.
We didn't stop following our schedule. God is the owner of time. Eventualities at times can be responsible for you to change dates of events and programs. And that's exactly what happened. Just eventualities. Nothing has changed.
So you're sure
tomorrow we are in Borno State.
Because you're supposed to be in Enugu.
Our original date
Yes.
for Borno is tomorrow.
Okay. And other states that you
Other
don't know.
states, we have not changed the date. It's still the same date. The only one we changed was because the candidate was out of the country. So we couldn't go to Katsina last Saturday as planned. So Katsina is the one that we have now changed. So nothing has changed. We are on. We have, by tomorrow we are visiting our fourth state when APC or Labour have not even gone to one local government.
Do you think this discordant tune in your party, you will resolve it?
There's no discordant tune.
It is.
Our activities
You can't shy away
are,
from that.
there is agitation.
You call
There
that
is
agitation.
complaint. There's complaint. And democracy is noisy. You can never find a political party that there will be no noise. It's part of democracy. And it's necessary for every democracy. Even civilized climes that have over 200 years experience of democracy, like the United States of America, they still have party internal crisis. But that does not stop success from coming. And I'm telling you that all these pockets of agitation and...
if to election, it's dangerous.
It's dangerous, but it has no potency to stop the decision of Nigerians. Nigerians have made up their mind because you have to marry two people.
But are you
Now,
contemplating...
insecurity is going to be tackled by Atiku. And we are not like APC, where Tinubu said, if he's elected in 6 months, he is going to cure all insecurities. And I'm telling him now that they have about 7 months now, and he's the national leader of the party. So he shouldn't wait for when he becomes president. He's the national leader of APC. They still have 7 months. Let him take 6 months. Let him borrow 6 months out of the remaining 6 months to solve the problem now. He doesn't have to wait till the next year. No, he's the national leader of the party. Meaning that even the president is his subject. So he has control over the party. So whatever drama he wants to perform, that he's saying 6 months into his presidency, he will solve the problem. We say, no, he shouldn't bother himself. There's still 7 months left in Buhari's government, so he should borrow 6 out of it to solve the problem.
Okay, Senator, is your party thinking of reconciling these aggrieved persons?
Atiku is a mature character. Atiku is a unifier. Atiku is a very organized Nigerian.
So why did he say he's moving ahead?
I'm trying to explain to you. It's not damning any consequence. But Atiku held 4 meetings with Wike and some with the group, both in Nigeria and outside Nigeria. He's met with them 4 times. But every time there is a new excuse, every time there is a new problem, and you call the dog a bad name in order to hang it. And we are not going to be slowed down. That is what Atiku is saying. That I'm not going to allow distractions to slow me down from the major agenda of delivering this country, of rescuing this country from the satanic manifestation of APC. I don't want to be distracted. I don't want to be slowed down. Today, Naira to dollar is about 900. Pounds is about 1,500 to 1 pound. To fly from here to Lagos is 80,000 naira.
It's increasing
on daily basis. A loaf of bread is above 1,000. Common Maggi is now expensive. Pure water is now 30 naira.
Senator, do you cook?
So these are the things that is disturbing the minds.
Kitchen. How do you know Maggi is
I
expensive?
cook. I'm a bachelor. I cook. I'm successfully single. So I cook.
All right, Senator Dino Melaye, thank you so much.
Thank you very much. The pleasure is always mine.